but in the wake of the tragic accident that happened on Sunday, um, we felt compelled to talk about that for a little bit.
Right. Um, and ironically, we were going to put the show out on Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
and then everything happened. Um, so that of course
Change things.
superseded
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Especially considering that we were going to put out an episode talking about children in sports.
Right.
So here we are, um, and here we go.
So, I guess to start this off is we want to just give our complete and utter condolences to the families of the 9 people who were in the crash in California on Sunday. Um, as a mother, as a wife, um, the details of the crash just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And so this week, I would have to say, was a hard week for me, just emotionally. Um, we we love basketball, and I know my husband loves basketball, but not even that. We were Kobe Bryant fans. Um, to be honest, that's what drew me and my husband together on Facebook. Was me posting about the Lakers and Kobe Bryant and how
On my
awesome
post, by the way.
it was on your post. But how awesome Kobe Bryant is, and that's what started us kind of being friends, and started our friendship before we started dating. And so basketball kind of brought me and Mike together via Facebook. And so just hearing about the death of Kobe and Gigi Bryant, and I want to say them first because that was initially we heard about Kobe, and then questions were asked about who else was on the plane, and then just the details just kept getting worse. And so we want to give our condolences to the families of the 9 individuals, people, beautiful souls that were lost on Sunday.
And bear with me as I try to get my thoughts together. It did hit pretty hard on Sunday. I just remember Bryson coming to me because Nita and Aspen were at day 2 of her volleyball tournament. Mm-hmm. And he came to me and was like, "Dad, look at my phone. Like, it says," he handed me the phone, and like I was like mad, like
in shock. I was in shock.
I was mad about it because I was like, I thought someone was in this day and age.
Fake news,
I thought it was fake news.
Yeah.
I thought someone was trying to do some type of hoax. I thought it was some sick joke.
Yeah.
And who would ever thought that the words, "but it's on TMZ," would ever be considered a reliable news source?
Right.
So I saw it on his phone, and I said, no, that's no, there's no way. So I was kind of irritated and dismissive at the same time, not with my son, but with the fact that that was online. And then so I just kind of went to the bathroom, kind of sat, and like scared, like for real scared, like that it may be true. Mm-hmm. Was getting ready to go to the gym. It kind of stopped me in my tracks, and I just kind of sat there for about 4 or 5 minutes. Didn't really want to look at my phone because I get CNN alerts to my phone. And then I got the first alert, and it was like, oh, shoot. And I just felt sick in my stomach. And then I turned the TV on and looked, and it started coming in slowly but surely. And I was done. Like,
yeah.
it's not too many things that like get me to start crying. I'm not what you consider to be like a super emotional guy like that, but that one hit hard.
It was difficult.
And Sunday was a really hard day. Days, moving forward was still hard. Sometimes was actually at work one time and actually had to make sure I locked my door and just was, had a moment. And it happens. Things like that happen. And it's been a fairly rough week in regards to that. And also, of course, last night, the Lakers paid tribute to Kobe.
That was hard.
And that was extremely hard and difficult.
It was a beautiful tribute.
Yes.
It was beautiful.
Yes.
There was nothing that the Lakers could have done differently. It was a beautiful, beautiful tribute. And I had to kind of walk away. I know, Mike will watch it, and I had to walk away for a minute and come back. But it was an absolutely beautiful tribute. And her Gigi's basketball players were there. Her teammates were there, and it was packed. And the Lakers did that with finesse. It was a beautiful, beautiful tribute to Kobe Bryant and his daughter and the 7 other people who were on the plane.
Yes, they
the
did.
Helicopter.
They did.
But like for me, the hardest thing for me has been this week because clearly I don't know Kobe Bryant or his
Right.
family or the people who were on the plane. But for me, the hardest thing has been just me as a mother and even having to even think about, what Vanessa Bryant and then I forget his name, but there's another husband. The wife was the coach for Mamba basketball. I watched him on the news and just hearing about their loss in their spouse, you know what I mean?
Right.
Was hard enough. And then thinking about not only, did some families lose not only just their spouse, but also their child,
Right.
And so to think about moving forward past that, those 2 tragedies is, like I told Mike, I said, I wouldn't even be able to breathe. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't even be able to breathe. But then you have these, like, 3 other children, you know what I mean, that you have to breathe for. And so, as a Christian, these are times I have to be honest that you ask God why. You know what I mean? You ask God why. And so, and I know you're not supposed to question God, but those are the times when you really question, when you're thinking about, you have empathy for the people who lost somebody. And then it also, like we were talking about before, it also, shows your own, like, mortality or the mortality of the people, your loved ones.
Right.
And so that's
because it definitely hit me, of course. And my father actually called and he called me and was talking to me about it, was asking. The first thing he said is because he already knew how I was taking it. He just asked if I was all right. I couldn't even talk at the time. I told him I had to give him a call back. When we talked later on, that's when, as I was processing it, it was exactly what my wife just said. Knowing that I was born in 1978, it's one of those things that kind of makes you start facing your own mortality. Mm-hmm. And you start thinking, my God, if something like that could happen to someone like Kobe Bryant, oh Lord, it makes you face your own mortality. Mm-hmm. And no one wants to face their own mortality. Mm-hmm. So that's yet another layer to that, to the grief that we're all experiencing. Yeah. As a father, just knowing how great of a father he was, make sure I don't have a moment on camera, but it's like just seeing how he interacted with his daughters. It was, very, very, very heartwarming and inspiring, because he often talked about how his pursuit of greatness and excellence on the court um, minimized his opportunity to focus on anything else other than basketball. So then he finally gets the opportunity to focus on life outside of basketball 100%. He does it, and then it's cut short. And he was on his way, was already doing something that no other professional athlete had ever done. To have that type of great and legendary career in his own respective sport, and then step off the court, retire, and have a act two off the court that was probably going to be better than his accolades on the court. So it's amazing what he did, and it's still like unimaginable that we're talking about it in past tense that he's no longer here. Yeah. So it's a lot.
One thing we can honestly say is that he's legendary. You know what I mean? He is definitely one of the greats. And one thing that amazed me about Kobe Bryant, just as a person, I mean, basketball, you have basketball, you know basketball.
Right.
I mean, he was good. I know he was good. But the stuff that, like, amazed me was his intelligence and,
yes.
The fact that he could speak 2 languages or 2 or 3 languages.
No, like roughly about 5, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so like different languages. And, I mean, and when he got the award for his Dear Basketball, like, that put me in tears. Like, just hearing him, his passion for, you know, basketball and where he started, and then his ending of his, you know, career, his retirement, like, that is what, like, took him to, like, a whole nother level of legendary status of just being a basketball player. You know, I mean, he wasn't just a basketball player.
Man, he was more than that. Mm-hmm. And he was showing others the way. Mm-hmm. And that's his philanthropy, just humanitarian efforts, like all the things he was doing is just, it's a great loss. I mean, you can see it worldwide. It's not just the Los Angeles thing. It's not a United States thing. It's a worldwide loss.
It is.
And even in the midst of that, I know a lot of people, oftentimes because there is no perfect person, right? Mm-hmm. So a lot of times when people pass, they have the tendency to, when people are grieving, they try to, like, not necessarily vilify the person, but they want to bring up something negative in the person's life. Mm-hmm. And I had seen that a couple of places. But for me, it's just one of those things, because I am Christian. I do believe in redemption. I do believe that someone's life that you can be redeemed. And I also believe that redemption does not have a color preference, mm-hmm. does not have a racial preference. Mm-hmm. So I believe that he was redeemed in the life that he was living post Eagle, Colorado.
Yeah.
Was a sign and testament to the man that he was. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's always sickening when people try to bring up the maybe the most, you know, awkward or most embarrassing or the lowest point of a person's life, to try to throw that out there to make it seem like that's who the person was.
And that's not who he was as a person.
At all.
And that's the hard part, like, to see that, you know, when people try to bring that up. Yeah. But it's so amazing that his greatness far exceeds what they try to bring up. I mean, there's no way that you can say, bring that up and not trump it with so many other great things that...
Let's try not to use that word again.
that he's done. But one thing that's been resonating with me all week is that just the importance of every day.
Right.
And just, you know, the importance of being present with your friends, present with your family, tying up any loose ends, like just being 110% present. And that's not meaning that we walk around life in this glass bubble, you know what I mean, and scared to live life. I think it's the opposite. I think it's just live life. You know, if you have a dream, go for that dream and stop questioning it, right? If you have a riff with a family member, just fix it. You know, those are things that have been resonating with me like all week. To look at this tragic accident into something that can make me a better person. Yeah.
Right. So, we just wanted to share our thoughts regarding that. I think we'd be remiss if we didn't, because basketball is an integral part of the Creekmore household.
Definitely.
And Kobe Bryant he was a mainstay. It was, you know, between Michael, Kobe, LeBron, like
Yeah.
I mean, there's some others out there, but those three. And
I
I always said, and will continue to say, of the three, Michael, Kobe, LeBron, Kobe by far is the most skilled basketball player to ever lace him up. I understand talent. You can't teach someone hanging in the air as long as Michael Jordan did. You can't teach the size of LeBron James. But that skill that Kobe had and demonstrated, he worked for that. And he was clearly the most skilled basketball player ever.
Can't forget about mama mentality. We've been using that this week all week. About the mama mentality. It's something that we're probably going to use from now forever. I mean, Kobe Bryant was legendary, and he's gonna live on forever. Him, and Gigi, and the rest of the people on the plane are gonna live forever. Through our memories, TV, through all his interviews that we've been watching all week that he's had, Kobe Bryant will live on.